Hello and welcome to Burning Questions, March 22, a big lineup assembled for a great show again. And we've got a debutant. We seem to have these every week. And Ellen Tormey is that debutant. Ellen, thanks for jumping on. And I'm sure you've been a long-time viewer and now you're just thrilled to be a part of the Burning Questions family.
Yeah, look, I was probably pretty happy being a viewer. I'm not very big on public speaking, but happy to be here.
Good stuff. Looking forward to your insight. Andrew Gath hasn't been on for a couple of weeks, but he's back this week because I think he feels like the Swans might be able to beat the Bombers, Andy. Don't know about that, but welcome back.
No, it's good to be back. And, I'm pretty sure the Swans will be able to get the job done against the Bombers, what I've seen so far.
It's going to cost me a slab of beer too, which I've been thinking about that all week, and I've realised how silly I am. You've got the home ground advantage. You're about $1.40, $1.50 in the market, and I'm giving you an even money bet.
Well, you can't back out now.
No, I'm locked in. Our third guest, Chris Alford, Puppet. The Blues are flying.
Yeah, started off really well. Hope they can keep it up.
Good stuff. Thanks for jumping on. Let's get stuck right into it. Melton on Saturday nights, where we're focusing our attention. And the first of our sponsors is Pride's Easy Feed. They stand as a proud supporter of the harness racing industry with their set recipes and quality ingredients to give the trainer confidence in what they're feeding. So make the switch to Pride's and start getting the result you've been chasing. It's good to have Tex back at the track, but is he ready to just go whack? We'll hold you to last. Andy, we're talking about Catch a Wave, of course, who goes around in race 3, the Tab Captain Sandy free-for-all. He's got gate 7. Might go to you first, Alan. You're driving Ideal Escape for Julie Douglas, barrier 6. Is Catch a Wave very, very hard to beat here, or do you think he's vulnerable, and do you think you've got a sneaky little chance?
I think they're all nice horses in the race, but Catch a Wave's are definitely the class runner. I personally think he should be too good. There's a lot of gate speed early, but after that, there's really no pressure in it. So, yeah, I think whatever she decides to do, it'll probably be too quick up the straight.
Yeah, what do you do with Ideal Escape? You haven't obviously got the early speed to get involved, so you'll drift back and then hopefully run home strongly?
He's the kind of horse you kind of have to go with him at the start, so while I won't be able to cross them, I may have to just kind of let him go and keep him happy. And in saying that, if they walk, I'm probably better off sitting up there quietly. And if it's a dash home, then I'm in the first couple. So, yeah, we'll just have to see how the race pans out. But, I won't be able to find the front. I know that. Yeah,
okay. Good stuff. Chris, you're not driving in the race, but obviously Catch a Wave's a superstar horse. He's coming back from a little setback and he hasn't been able to win this time in. It's not an easy race, but he's certainly the class runner. Do you think he'll be too good?
Yeah, I think so. You look at the field, they're all nice horses, but, they're not in the top echelon. And he looked pretty sharp, probably breaking 54 for his half in the trials last week. So I think he'll be far too good no matter what happens.
Yeah, okay. Andy, first of all, are you happy with Tex? Does he, he's ticked all the boxes and there's no signs of any of those hiccups that he had? Maybe talk us through those, because it was feared that he might be on the sidelines for a long, long time, but you got a little bit lucky there and it's not as serious as you first thought.
Yeah, if anyone watched the race at Geelong, you'd see that he's quite uncomfortable, didn't pace real good and sort of was hanging in quite bad. So during the run, I knew there was probably a bit of an issue and he still finished off pretty good. And then after the race, he couldn't sort of weight bear on his front foot. And, yeah, we thought he might have cracked a paston or something. But fortunately, we got him home and it was just a corn in his foot that developed while the race was on. And, Naps is sort of behind that. So had about 5 days off. And, yeah, he was probably nearly ready to go last week, but we thought we'd go another week with him work-wise. So, yeah, he's pretty well near the mark. And even though he's drawn a bit wide, Serge Blanco's first up as well is probably the next best horse in the race. But I think he's, forward enough to get the job done on Saturday night.
How do you see the race panning out from a speed map perspective? Are you going to get involved early or just drift back and put the pressure on in the last lap?
Yeah, it's a little bit tricky. It's a small field. If he sort of wants to run the gate, I think Kate might go forward on him. Like Captain and Serge Blanco, they've got history of sort of handing up over the long distance, so he might be able to find the top. If he doesn't, Kate can still just go back and still come to one run. We saw what he done in the Victoria Cup. He worked hard early and couldn't get in, went back to last and still finished off well. So, I'm guessing she might have a little look early and see if the lead is there.
further afield. You did put your hand up late for a little look at the last slot there over in New Zealand. I know that you'd had earlier discussions going back a couple of months ago, but not to be. But he's obviously you think he's going to be somewhere near his best if you're thinking about those options.
Yeah, obviously there's one slot left, and which we tried to get, but the owner chose one of his own horses, which is fair enough. So we'll just soldier on down here and see what it evolves going forward.
Good stuff. Let's move on to the second of our sponsors, and it's Sulky App. You now have access to gate speed, swooper, ability, and behaviour ratings. Never miss a trainer, driver, or gear change again. Sulky App is a form guide revolution. The highlight reel looks a beast. So does he start his career with a shaker maker feast? We're talking about, of course, Clayton Tonkin's run of the highlight reel, gets gate 1 in race 4, the Shaker Maker 2-year-old classic. It's a great race. In an ideal world, barrier 2, Apollo Storm, the stablemate, barrier 3, 40 Love, a good first up winner for Aaron Dunn in 4, Stormy Woods and Hesitate in gates 5 and 6 for Damien Burns. Might start with you again, Alan. You're not driving in the race, but the highlight reel and Apollo Storm have been sensational at the trials. How do you see this race panning out? Is it the highlight reel's race to lose, or it's a strong field? Do you see another winner coming from somewhere else?
It's a tricky one. All early 2-year-olds, and obviously a lot of the trainers have big opinions of their horses. Sometimes one first start can be a little bit tricky. And we know that Damien Burns he thinks that Stormy Woods is really fast out of the gate. So I'm guessing his instructions would be to go forward. So, yeah, you just never know what's going to happen early. But highlight reel and the stablemate have certainly been very impressive at the trials. Aaron Dunn has a massive opinion of his horse, and so does Damien Burns of Hesitate. So, yeah, it's going to be a really interesting race.
If I had to put you on the spot, though, would you lean towards the highlight reel given the barrier and what you've seen at the trials?
Yeah, for sure. You've always got to respect their horses. And I know even before it went to the trials, Clayton said to watch out for that one. So I'm guessing it's going to be a pretty good horse and one to watch for the future.
Yeah, he doesn't get that very wrong very often when he tells you to keep an eye on one. Andy, what are your thoughts? There's a lot of stables, or all the stables here actually, like their horses. So it's a great 2-year-old race, but the highlight reel's been sensational at the trials, and he draws to advantage as well.
Yeah, I've been fortunate. I've seen all these horses in the flesh. Seen the 2 trials of the highlight reel and Apollo Storm, and they've both been, unbelievable good trials. They both hit the line really good. So, probably lean towards the highlight reel. I think Apollo Storm is going to be a quality horse as well. So 40 Love win at Bendigo, went really good. Hesitate, I've seen it win a couple of times as a quality horse as well. So, even John Justice's horse trialled well too in an ideal world, and can perform pretty good as well. So, it's a tricky race, but I think you got to lean with Clayton's 2-year-olds. I think they have 2 high opinions of both of them, and they're probably the best 2 top seeded ones at the moment. So I'm guessing they'll probably run the Quinella. Okay,
Quinella for you, Andy, with Clayton Tonkin's 2 runners. Puppet, it's not often you don't get the pick of the bunch, I don't reckon. I'm pretty confident to say Hesitate might be a little bit better than Stormy Woods, but I guess, do you know the instructions from Damien? Are you going to press forward, or how do you see this? And also, how do you see this race panning out?
I haven't spoken to Damien yet, but Stormy gets off the gate pretty well. They're all really nice horses. A lot will come down to how these 2-year-olds handle the pressure. Like the trials, they don't usually run the gate really well. So if a couple want to blast off in 27, it'll be a lot different than just dawdling around and dashing up a quarter. So, the first 100 metres will be really important, but they're all really nice horses. And the highlight really, I think he got home in 26 something at his trial. He looks pretty special.
Yeah. So he's the one to beat, you think?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. We will move on to the third of our sponsors, and it's Logical Staffing Solutions. They provide labour hire and recruitment services to the transport, warehousing, automotive and manufacturing industries. The logical solution for your staffing needs. She keeps on getting it done, but is Queen's Gate 13 what spoils the fun? We're talking about Queen Elida, who draws outside back row in the Group 1 on Saturday night. There's something about Maori mares Trotters free for all. I'm Ready Jet, the other key runner in the market, gets gate 1. So it's going to be an intriguing contest. Might leave you for a tick here, Puppet, and we might go to Alan. What are your thoughts here, Alan? You're not driving in the race, just double checking that. You're not. Queen Elida, I don't think she's at her absolute best, but she just keeps on winning, and I think she'll probably still win. I like her over a longer trip. That's always been my opinion of her. And I'm Ready Jet's a lovely horse, but probably not at her top either. Intriguing race. Which camp are you in?
Yeah, it's a tough one. Queen Elida, she never looks overly impressive. But she knows how to get the job done. So even though she hasn't been winning by big margins, I don't think you can discount her. Obviously, I'm Ready Jet has the draw advantage, but she is a bit iffy from the gate. So I think the start's really going to be important. And also, if I'm Ready Jet happens to lead, it kind of brings Ebony's Avenger into it. I think she's been going super as well. So I think Queen Elida will get the job done. But yeah, it's hard to be overly confident the way she's been winning. But I think that's just the way she is. And yeah, Puppet's always happy after she wins, and you can only go by what he says. So yeah, I'm confident she'll get the job done.
Well, Andy's had enough. By the look of that, we'll just go straight to you, Puppet. The Queens, I mean, I've heard you've said it many times. I think publicly, or at least last time I heard you, you said you didn't feel like she was still going at her best. Has anything changed since then, first and foremost?
No, I think, the main thing is Lils is happy with how her feet have come along. He's taken the pads off her. She had a lot of jarring up issues. If you look back, I can't think of the last mare or filly that's beaten her in the last 2 years. So the draw is not ideal, but I think she'll be too good.
Yeah. Do you like her over a longer trip as well? That's always been my opinion. Like her stamina and staying prowess, I've always thought that brings the best out in her.
Yeah, she's strong and she's fast, and main thing is she knows how to win. But you look at the draw, 13 is not ideal, but the harder they go early, the better it'll be for her. I'm Ready Jet is sort of mixing her form a bit, as Anton said, and she galloped out from 1 in Sydney last time. I think I read on Twitter she's drawn 1 7 times and hasn't led once yet. So she galloped out in this race last year when they tried to push her out from about barrier 3. So I think Nathan will be a bit cautious on her. It's going to be interesting to see what happens early, but the harder they go, the better it'll be for me.
Sleepy, horse from your stable, Josh drives, gate 6, has speed. My thoughts would be that horse would press forward and try and find the front early. Am I on the money there or not?
Yeah, she was really good last week, chasing Just Believe. And, barrier 6 is not the worst over that start in the back straight. I think she'll sling across and cross them, and then Josh can make up his mind from there what he does.
Yep. And then the Queen, Puppet, this would be her last run in Australia, would it, before the slot race in New Zealand on April 12?
Yeah, she'll go and race the week early in the Waikato Flying Mile to have her lead-up run before that. So, she'll have 2 runs over there.
Good stuff. But confidence levels pretty high on Saturday night with the Queen?
Yeah, always confident with her. She never seems to let you down.
I think you've won 34 races on her, so fair enough too. I'm glad I positioned the catch a wave question at the top of the show, because we got really what we wanted from Andy, and we don't really care about his best bet anyway, because haven't been going that good of late. Let's go to the last question. Rakiro Rebel is away from the storm, and does that mean she returns to winning form? That is the Mimosa Homes Mares Free For All race 6 on the card over the 1720. We're talking about Rakiro Rebel, who was chasing home the Lost Storm last time out. Has to come from gate 9 on Saturday night. She'll be the favourite, I'd suggest. Alan, can you cause a little upset, though, with horse number 6, Nikki Nana, for Julie Douglas?
I don't think so. Nikki's had a few tough runs lately, so I think it would be in our best interest to hopefully drive her with a sit. Rakiro Rebel definitely has the draw advantage. I think the only one that can probably beat it is So What, if it happens to follow it everywhere. She's been flying as well. But yeah, Kiro Rebel, she's been going super and did a really good job last week. So I think she'll find this drop back in grade.
Yeah, I agree with you. Puppet, you aren't driving in the race, but do you think it's Rakiro Rebel's race, this one on Saturday night, or do you see maybe a minor upset with So What, or is one of the other mares a chance?
Yeah, I think So What's going really well, but Rakiro Rebel, even though she's drawn 9, she follows out a really quick beginner, so she's going to posse out, probably even lob 1-1, and then Greg can put her in the race if he feels like it, if the speed backs off, and I think she'll be far too good.
Okay, good push for Akira Rebel. I think she's about $1.80 thereabouts. So I think might be a bit of a multi-play for a lot of people. That's the 4 questions done. Alan, this is where you really make your name for yourself. A best bet. And not everybody puts the pressure on themselves. I don't know if you've got the right drives to put the pressure on yourself, but what's your best bet on Saturday night at Melton? Have I caught you off guard there?
No, you didn't, but probably my best bet, I have drives in the races, so I won't tip those. I'll say Jack O'Connor. He's been absolutely flying. He just needs a little bit of luck, but I don't know if Saturday night will be his night, but he'll pop up sooner or later as soon as he gets some luck.
Okay, so Jack O'Connor for you. Anything else anywhere across the coming days at Ballarat tonight? I know my old mate Sam Barker reckons he's got Paris Jamila flying, he tells me this morning, so she's got to be a chance. Is there anything else around in the coming days for us?
I can't really think at the moment. There's a maiden trotter I'm driving tonight. I think Liam was telling me it was paying $31 or something tonight, and she actually trialled really well but got really fired up at a false start last week. So if she does everything right, she's one that can pop up at odds.
Okay, good stuff.
Myamco.
Say it again, sorry.
Myamco, its name was.
Myamco, cool. Good stuff tonight at Ballarat. Puppet, what are you doing? Is it the Queen, or have you got something else for us?
No, I'll go with Grumpy again. I reckon he'll have a bit of luck this week, and he's racing really well.
Race, I don't like this. I'm going to go head-to-head with you here. Grumpy.
Yeah.
Race 2, number 8. Are you sure you want to do this?
Yeah.
This is okay. I'm with race 2, number 12, Sebastian's Boy.
Wouldn't even score up.
Say that again?
Didn't you watch it last week? It didn't even score up.
Yeah, I know. Did you watch it the week before, though?
Yeah, it beat nothing.
Yeah, but Herbie was still asleep in the cart. Well, this is, okay, side bet here. Righto. Sebastian's Boy, I think if it trots, it'll be winning. I also think Rakiro Rebel will win, and I think Bark will be a moral puppet if you just don't put it 3 pegs again. That gave me a heart attack.
No stress there.
Yeah, I've got a few extra grey hairs. No, we got the job done. Good stuff. Hey, thanks, Alan. Thanks for jumping on. Good fun and great insight, and go well tonight and go well on Saturday night.
Thanks heaps.
Thanks for joining us, and thanks, Puppet. You're always great jumping on, and good luck on Saturday night. Hope you run a really nice second with Grumpy.
Thanks, Tim. Good to see you, Alan.
Cheerio. That's been Burning Questions, March 22. Ellen Tormey, Chris Alford, myself, Tim O'Connor, Andy Gath. Where's he gone? Hopefully he's back next week. We'll see you next Friday.